Hey, good morning, good afternoon, hello, happy Monday to you out there, and welcome to Stop Being the Best Kept Secret. My name is Curt Anderson. I'm with my favorite co-host, Damon Pistulka. Damon, how are you, dude?
I couldn't be more excited about talking with you today, Curt, about one of our favorite topics, marketing automation for manufacturers that simplify lead nurturing.
Hey, dude, you know what? You say that to all the guys. Come on, be honest.
Yeah.
So
No,
I'm
this is
just
something I
kidding.
love.
So, all right, we're talking about like SEO, marketing, manufacturing. We're talking about automation strategies for manufacturers today. And let's go there. Why is I'm a convert, like you converted me a couple years ago and I was kicking and screaming, but just for folks out there that are new to the automation, just kind of give us a little taste of like what are some opportunities for someone that's just starting at zero with marketing automation?
Well, when we talk about automation, first of all, don't get put off by this is complicated, because it's not.
Right.
The tools have gotten easier and easier and easier to use. So they're far more common than they were before. Right. And so when we talk about some of the opportunities, it starts all the way from your website, right? Or your LinkedIn profile, or wherever someone sees you and wants to connect with you, right? An automation could be as simple as I'm using a link with an online calendar that's connected to my calendar, right? That's an automation. It's simple. It works. If you need that kind of thing, you eliminated all the back and forth with setting a meeting with someone. Could be a client, could be a potential client. It really just someone to talk about. But that's a real simple one. I think that is an opportunity that a lot of people overlook. And that's one of the first places you and I started with you, as you were booking meetings for our shows. And it was really back and forth. Explain that a little bit, how much that little tweak just changed for you.
Man, are you trying to embarrass me? I'm just kidding. So did it get really, it's real, also it got really dark. Like what the heck's going on? All right, so anyway, so it's, this is how it went. Is I would be like, hey, Damon, you're an awesome dude. Would you want to come on our live show? Sure, Curt. That sounds awesome. When? Well, hey, how about next Friday? Well, no, I can't next. How about no, I can't do it that Friday. How about the following? Hey, wait a minute, that Friday's booked. How about we do it next month? Well, no, I can't. Now the person's like, don't contact me again. Like, dude, like you're annoying, right? Yeah. So the thing is, by just putting out that calendar, now what you can do is you can just very simply just say like, hey, here's a calendar, book at your convenience. Here's the dates. Here's the times. My job is done. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the kind of thing that really makes it easier. It makes it just easy for people to book the time that works for them and works for you. We got it, Curt.
Keep going.
So, that is one of the most simple opportunities for marketing operations that helps people get to, make it. And we talk about these automations, they should help reduce the friction in buying from you. Right. And that's one of the things that I think we really need to keep focusing on. So setting up a time to talk to you should be easy, should be quick for your customer or your potential customer. That we've just done that. So now let's talk about some of these lead nurturing opportunities we may be missing. Now I'm talking simple ones again, right?
Right.
We have the one that I always love to see is, what does a contact us form do on your website? Usually now, if you're just using a WordPress form, it's not connected to anything else. Right. It just gets emailed to somebody.
Right.
Well, what if that was an important lead and you're relying on the person that gets the contact us form stuff to first of all, resolve, is this a lead that really makes sense? And should this get forwarded to our salesperson? Because this is a big deal, right? Now with the systems, it's super easy to go, okay, let's embed a form with our CRM on our website, same contact us form, but now it goes right into the CRM. Then I can get notified of that. The salesperson get notified from it and go right in like that. This is a simple automation that can make sure that every single lead that either comes from a contact us form, it could be a quote request form, goes to the right spot and gets to the right person quickly and efficiently. Now, the other thing that happens on your website, do you have it sending something back to them confirming that we've received it? I mean, that's a huge thing. Just go, okay, wait 10 minutes, send them an email back. It says, thank you for your request. Someone will be back to you shortly, blah, blah, blah. You just think about, we're talking today about simplifying lead nurturing. Now I don't have to remember to do that. Now I can do it 24/7. These things make it easier for us to be more in touch and help our potential customers and our customers just feel better about doing business with us.
No doubt. And hey, are you
Oh my goodness.
Are you sitting down for this one, dude?
I am.
So, all right. Well, hey, first off, Timothy says hi. Timothy, dude, it's been way too long. Good afternoon to you. He says, I heard automation. I came running. And then, all right, here we go. Yeah. Margot's in the house. Hello, Margot. Man, we miss you. We love you. She says, great. Love automation. So, you know, and again, it's in the spirit of like, how do we make your life easier? And then I just read a book yesterday. Maybe I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about, you know, customer service, customer interaction. And it's almost like the more friction you put up, number one, it hurts you, it hurts your client. It takes your time, it takes their time. And like for what you introduced to me, I was almost like being disrespectful to my clients by not initiating and not taking on automation on top of all the time that I'm wasting for myself. Right.
Yeah. It really does help the experience of people trying to do business or doing business with you much better. I mean, so when we look at, again, simplifying lead nurturing, things like, okay, I get a quote request. Mm-hmm. Now I submit that back to the customer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm sent them an email back to the customer. Well, what if my system goes after 2 days, hey, do you have any questions on that? We can set up a time to talk, sends them that same link again, or link again to book a meeting. And then we just continue to go after they've talked with them again. And just so many, I'm talking super simple automations at the beginning that make a huge difference.
Right. So again, let's talk, so we're here. Thanks for joining us here today. And hey, Timothy says, great to see you guys. Timothy, great to connect with you, dude. And, hope everybody's just doing awesome today. Hope you had a great weekend. As we're diving in talking about automation strategies, again, think of your ideal customer. And this is also an opportunity. We always love to preach and teach, and we're trying to practice it ourselves. How do you niche down? Yeah. Right? How do you niche down? So the thing is, with this automation opportunities that we're talking about today, it's a great way to help and stay in your lane, stay in your niche. And so the thing is, when somebody lands on your website, what solution do you provide? We always love that line. How do you out teach the competition? Mm-hmm. Right. So as you're an educator, they have a problem that needs to be solved. They have a product that needs to be purchased. They land on your website. You have this wonderful information. You're raising your hand saying, hey, I'm the person that can help you with this. And now, as Damon is saying, okay, now there's a point of contact of hey, I'm going to submit a form. I'm going to submit a drawing. I'm going to submit an inquiry. Or if you're on eCommerce, I'm buying this product, right?
Yep. And I just thought of something, and we've helped the client do this before, creating a buyer's guide that really is a comprehensive thing to help, answer questions about their products or something like that. So just think, if you had a customer that sent you a quote request, or it could be even from a quote builder on your site. What if that buyer's guide was something that went back to them and said, hey, we just want to make sure we're working on this. We're going to get back to you, but here's some information that might help you, make a better decision. These kind of things that we can do in that lead nurturing process can show them more and help them educate themselves to make a more informed decisions to see if we are the right solution or not, because we don't want to sell somebody something that we're not the right solution for. We just want to make them really, really easy, if we are the right solution, to make that informed decision.
Right. So providing either information, a video, like you said, a buyer's guide, and how about, hey, let's take this conversation to the next step. Here's my schedule link, and let's have that conversation. And Timothy says, intelligent automated outreach. I spent 5 years in South Africa streamlining this, building a SaaS platform called DPS. Man, he does love it. So Timothy, thank you, dude. So again, guys, connect with Timothy on LinkedIn. Do us a favor, connect with Margot on LinkedIn. They are powerhouse. They are both powerhouses doing amazing work. So, all right, Damon. So we're talking about the schedule. We're talking about engaging contact, out teaching the competition, providing informational, helpful information. what's next? What's another automation tool that manufacturers should be taking advantage of in that lead nurturing process?
Well, I think one of the other ways that, how your automation can simplify lead nurturing is through an automated newsletter. Not that it's an automated, the topics and the data in the newsletter are not automated, but something that keeps them on a regular cadence of a newsletter, and you're producing a newsletter and keeping that. That's all automated. It goes out on that. And when you look at that on a newsletter on an ongoing basis, there's some simple automations you can do that says, Damon opened our newsletter every single time for the last 6 months, and he clicked on 3 links. Well, is Damon interested in our stuff? Is that really something? Let's ask Damon. And your automations now can sense that. They can say, how many times did Damon open it? How many times did he click on links? And we can say, after anyone over the last 6 months clicks on more links, this many links, let's send them a questionnaire. Let's ask them what they like about what we're doing, what they have questions about, to continue that lead nurturing and that education to really do that. There's just so many simple things you can do that really help you get more in touch with what your potential customers are looking for.
Right. Love it. Okay. So we're talking scheduling. We're talking setting up some like thoughtful, intentional, strategic responses when somebody inquires on your website. You're talking about email, so like for us, we try to have our emails out 6 months in advance. Like we're working right now on what the next 6 months are going to look like. And it's just such a relief when we can have that all scheduled out ahead of time, automated. Let's hit the last one. Let's talk about social scheduling. How about talk a little bit about social scheduling? And you know what? Before we dive in there, Timothy, just we love geeking out on this. Timothy talks about the customer buying journey, and so we call it we call our ideal buyers soulmates. Who's your ideal buyer? Who's that soulmate? We call it the soulmate success path, just like our little fun waves, just saying that buyer journey. But talk about that a little bit, Damon, on those different points of contact that you could be delivering automation for along the way of that buyer's journey.
Yeah, you really begin to understand the better the stages of buyers go through before they would actually make the yes or no decision to purchase your product, the better you can streamline this. I've known this person for X amount of time, and we've got these indications that they're at this stage. So we should be providing that kind of information. And when you go, okay, it's been a little bit longer, now they've educated themselves, we can do that. We can keep working to go through the funnel, right? Because you can talk way at the top, down on the bottom, you're talking about these are specific products that might be helpful for you, and get them through that over time. It could be something as simple as in your newsletter flow, you start people out at the same point in the newsletter and move them through a series to get them to the end. Or it could be that there's a separate funnel that they work through, a pipeline, a process that they go through that really does educate them all the way down to the buying decision.
Exactly. So like we have clients in the food sector, that they're trying to target the B2B buyer, and it's a long process. Like they're not always looking to make a decision right this second. They're making it more proactive. So like we're working with one particular company in the beverage industry and like trying to create a lead flow nurture. So when a grocery chain or one of their soulmates reaches out to them, how can we have like that steady sequence to engage with that client? We also have another client that sells, massive tanks. They're like $250,000, $500,000 tanks. And that's a long engineering. It's a buying by committee. There's a lot of different folks that have their fingers in the pot to make those big decisions. And so again, like we're working with this company, like what are the touch points of that decision? So Timothy, thank you. That is absolutely brilliant. Yep. Think about that buyer journey. Any other thoughts there, Damon?
No, it is really to understand your buyer's journey and how do you help people work through those phases with good educational content, ultimately to make a decision on whether or not they want to work with you.
Right, exactly. And I know I'm being kind of Captain Obvious, but you can have engineering information, different product information, case studies, success stories, testimonials, so all sorts of things like, hey, there was another client in your similar situation, and this is what they did, So there's just a lot of ways to keep in touch. These are just thoughtful, intentional touches, not being spammy, not being annoying, just like dedicating yourself kind of as that servant leader of like, man, I really want you to win with this purchase and this process, and how can I help you? Yet you're making your life easier by having that automated process.
Yes, and that really does, with those types of relationships where you can help them, educate them through the process. And even in the beginning, you might have those relevant applications or testimonials or those kind of things, and getting those into your automation as early as, or not into your automations as early as possible. You could even somewhat segment your customers down by the type of company they are, and then deliver them specific pieces of content based on that.
Yeah, and again, Timothy's hitting him right on the head here. It's a long-term relationship.
Yes,
and the more that you can be thoughtful, intentional, and what they say, it's like, your customer wants to know that you care, that they can trust you, and that you know what you're talking about. And with this strategy, you can accomplish all three of those. Damon, let's take her home. We're starting to sneak over time. Social scheduling, so for our friends out there, maybe they're new to social, they should really be thinking about, what are they posting on LinkedIn? Are they on other platforms? How could they be taking advantage of, some of these automation tools and strategies here?
Yeah, the automation for social scheduling is huge, because, the minute that you go on to a certain platform, we're on LinkedIn, we're on X, we're on other ones right now. The minute I go on there and I post something on there, how can I reuse that? How can I repurpose it? How can I, you lose it if you don't have it someplace else. And that's what I think the big thing with a social scheduler is, if you're consistently generating content and sharing it on social, a social scheduler has a huge potential, because I build up this database,
right?
Database of content. We see what resonates, what doesn't resonate. And then we can repurpose that content either again on the same channel later, could be months down the road, could be across multiple channels. I mean, in our social scheduling, we can hit 5-6 channels with a single piece of content, like by click, boom, schedule, go, and schedule at separate times, every, platform, all that kind of stuff. And that kind of automation for lead nurturing allows you to amplify your reach.
Absolutely. So, I'm not nearly, I'm a fraction of what you do, but I have a post that I enjoy putting out, have fun engagement. And I think I'm scheduled all the way through August. And it's just such a relief that, in one setting, I can kind of knock it down, get it all scheduled, bam, 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 and then I'm done. And so now I put out a post every Friday on the schedule, and it just goes out, and it's just nice and easy, and it's a piece of cake. Damon, take us home. We're here on this wonderful, amazing, beautiful day. We're talking about automation strategies for manufacturers. What are your parting thoughts and words of wisdom that you want to leave us with?
The tools are simple. Start with basics and work your way up. Because don't go for the fancy, gazillion lines of whatever you're doing. Start at the simple things, because that simple thing will teach you something that allows you to do the one that's a little more complex, and you'll get a long ways by taking those simple steps first.
Keep it super simple. Hey, we're going to give a last word to Timothy. And automating, we can spend time on everything else for the customers. You can spend time with your family, your dog, your loved ones, whoever else. Timothy, drop the mic, my friend. Timothy, I'm glad you were here today. Margot, glad you were here. Everybody else out there today, thank you for joining us. For folks that didn't comment, man, we appreciate you. Damon, what you got? Like, what's any inspiring words for us as we close out?
I just go out and try it.
Just go do it, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Go out and do it. So, all right, guys, we're going to close out. My dear friend, Damon Pistulka. My name is Curt Anderson. If you have any questions, you can find Damon. He's on LinkedIn just a little bit. So you can find him on LinkedIn. I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn. Again, talking marketing automation strategies for manufacturers. And hey, we're back here. Man, we got a great guest on Friday, man. I'm not gonna give it,
No, but it's gonna be great.
It's going to be great. So, all right, we'll see you guys Friday. Have a great rest of your day. God bless you. Keep crushing it, and we will see you soon.